Hey, everybody, welcome to Crackpot, the podcast where each and every week we dive into a different conspiracy theory and we discuss the merits or the spooky demerits of each. Ooh. We're your hosts. I'm Tim.
And I'm Spooky Zach.
Spooky Zach.
I got it that time.
Good job.
Yeah.
Was that it?
What's next? Yeah.
Forget. Oh, welcome.
Awkward.
Welcome to the show. It's October. We're doing scary episodes, scary topics.
It's, I don't know if we'll do this every year, every season, but I think, like October, chills in the air. Yeah. Probably not the change of seasons.
Right.
Probably spirits haunting us.
That's my thought, at least.
So, yeah.
I mean, you got your pumpkin spice latte. I got my Ugg boots. We're ready. See, we're going to go apple picking after this.
Yeah, the old pumpkin patch.
Exactly.
I love it.
One thing, Zach, I like to do, and in the spooky season.
Yeah. SZN, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Season. Mm-hmm. I like to read a spooky book. Usually like a Stephen King kind of novel in October. Okay. And of course, I love to watch the scary movies. Oh, no. Let me take that back. I enjoy watching one or two movies that are no longer that scary to me, but were once scary.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Uh-huh.
That's my number one. That's my
really?
Yeah, I love that one. Okay. How about you? Do you have a spooky movie?
Dude, for me, I feel like I'm ashamed to admit this, but it's a classic.
Yeah.
Exorcist.
Ooh.
I don't think it gets much scarier than that.
Okay.
Because it's based on a true story.
Yup.
So you may watch and go, special effects. Well, I tell you what, it wasn't special effects the first time it happened. So, I mean...
We are going to be talking about that. That is one of the movies we're talking about. So we are talking today about haunted sets, spooky, crazy stuff going on behind the camera, sometimes in front of the camera,
Ooh.
and the tale of destruction that follows in the wake of each and every movie. I don't know. The problem, Zach, is I've only seen one of these.
Oh.
But I'm glad you've seen one I haven't seen.
Okay,
so that's good.
Yeah.
So as we go through, you'll have to tell me if you've seen them.
Okay. As you know, I've only seen like 7 movies in my lifetime.
Right. Let's see. Field of Dreams.
Yeah, that's right.
Sandlot.
Yes.
Ratatouille.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's a classic.
I know. I haven't seen it.
Scariest Disney movie there is.
Okay.
Okay, let's jump in here. So, oddly enough, maybe not, all these movies are horror movies.
They had it coming.
Yeah, right?
Were they, were they horror movies like after the fact because of all the strange stuff that happened on camera?
With the exception of the movie Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll get to, which has a ghost in the title, for crying out loud.
It does.
So it does have it coming. They're all straight up horror movies.
All right. Okay.
From the inception to the box office.
All right.
What I wanted, I had no idea. I was just like, let me Google haunted movies. Let's see what comes up.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the bridges of Madison County was there were ghosts floating around the bridges or something like that. No, something completely out of left field, right?
That makes complete sense. Yeah. Stand By Me.
Stand By Me was haunted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No. There are none. Maybe with the possible exception of Three Men and Baby, with that one scene with the ghost in the background.
I think I saw that when I was like 7.
Yeah.
I have not seen it since.
Same. I think it's an urban legend based on what I saw. That
I've heard this one.
Yeah, it's like you can kind of see a silhouette of a person behind a curtain, and what they said was it was actually like a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson or something.
Are you giving this away? Oh.
No, this isn't one of them, because I am 99% sure that's just an urban legend. That's what I'm saying.
You're right. There's a couple of those, and I seem to remember them being like the mid '80s, where it was like, you could see a ghost or the apparition of something.
Right.
Set designer that died on set or something.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I didn't find any of those. But if you guys have more that we don't get to today, please let me know. But let's start with a 2005 film called The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Okay.
What do you know about this?
I know that I made the decision to not see it.
Okay.
And the reason is because this is where like my background, like my growing up history comes into play.
Good point.
So I was raised in a very conservative Christian household, and I was taught at church that, hey, demons are real and they will come hunt you down and find you.
Yeah.
And possessions are real, and therefore you don't mess with that stuff. So 2005, what was I, like 20-ish, 20-something? I still was like, no, I'm not going to go see that. It was like, there's still that little part of my brain that's like, okay, maybe this is still real, so.
Oh, I get it, man.
So that's why I didn't see it.
So what you're saying is you'll watch this next week.
I'm all over it.
Okay, perfect. 2005, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This, just so you know, 45% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.7 on IMDb. Grossed $145 million. So not too shabby.
Yeah, laughing all the way to the box office.
Right. Starring Laura Linney from The Truman Show and Mystic River and Tom Wilkinson from Eternal Sunshine, Batman Begins, and The Grand Budapest Hotel.
There you go.
So it's a legal horror. So this might actually be up our alley if this were the kind of movie you and I liked, which maybe it's not. But it's loosely based on the book The Exorcism of Annalise Michel. But basically there was an exorcism, and the person who was possessed died during the exorcism. Yeah. And then the trial happened, and was it the priest's fault, and blah, 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 blah. So.
So I feel like, and maybe we even touched on that, was it Annabelle Michelle or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like maybe touched on her for a little bit in one of the previous Spooktacular shows. So this is very fitting.
So the haunting that occurred on this set was that both the star and the co-star of the film, those two people I mentioned earlier, were continually woken up by their radios turning on all by themselves during the filming of this movie. And just enough to scare the bejesus out of someone. It always happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
The witching hour.
Of course. And oddly enough, one time when it turned on, it was the song Alive by Pearl Jam.
Oh, cool. Okay. Just jamming out.
So the ghosts have good taste, clearly.
Better fans.
You're the third best album of the 90s, probably. So anyway, that's weird. I don't know.
Weird.
Maybe,
I believe it.
Maybe it's just a prop person or someone sneaking into their trailer at night, turning on their alarm radio, or I don't know. But spooky set, spooky offset. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, let's jump to The Conjuring.
Heard of it, never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. 2013, 86% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.5 on IMDb.
There you go.
Also grossed like $319 million. We are in the wrong business, man.
Dude, why don't we get into Hollywood?
Yeah.
Why are we making a podcast?
Yeah, right?
We should have just pivoted long ago.
That's November. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We can still move out there.
So this is about a demonologist who investigates a doll possessed by a purported 7-year-old girl. There's lots of hauntings. And clocks during the movie, they all stop at 3:07 a.m. All sorts of scary stuff happens. Hilarity ensues, as they say. But members of the cast and crew were waking up every day at 3:07 a.m.
I love that.
Have you ever had that? I mean, have you ever had that thing where you just wake up at 3?
I have a real problem sleeping, just in general.
Okay.
Because I have kids, and for 4 or 5 years, I would get up 3-4 times a night.
Yeah.
So I tend to wake up like twice in the middle of the night, anyways.
Yeah.
Not at the same time every time. Not at 3:07. 3:08 actually. So no, but I just tend to wake up a lot for some reason.
Fair enough. I had a stretch a couple years ago where like for probably a couple months straight, like nearly every night I was waking up at 3 and I'm like, what is going on? Anyway, that's not the point. The point is cast and crew were waking up at 3:07.
Well, it's funny because they might have been like talking about it, be like, hey, me too. Oh, me too.
Yeah. I mean, is that like a subconscious thing? I don't know.
I don't
know. There was also an actress who found claw marks on the inside of her laptop, which it was like 3 claw marks, and it also plays into the plot of the movie, those 3 kind of claw marks, which is kind of spooky. Yeah. Spookier than that, the day after she finished filming, 3 claw marks showed up on her leg.
Okay. Okay, I believe it.
Yeah.
That's like, what's that? Stigmata almost.
Yeah, it is
but
like
not really
not technically a stigmata.
close
but
enough.
All right. Also, there was a 12-year-old actress on the film who developed a rare blood disorder when her platelet levels dropped almost completely off the charts during the filming, to the point where she almost needed a blood transfusion. Filming gets done, and it clears up.
Oh, wow.
Just like back to normal. Same actress, though, while she was having the platelet issues, bruises would just show up all over her body.
Ooh, okay.
And oddly enough, in the prop room, there was a wooden pig that kept moving around the room despite the room being locked every single night.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you could say, someone's
playing a trick.
Yeah, some PA or something's moving something around. Nope. If it's locked, that ain't happening, folks.
It's weird.
Yeah, those incidents, actually are kind of weird.
I agree.
I would say the claw marks, maybe they had a cat or something.
Yeah.
Right? That would make sense.
But you would not. Look, man, I've been scratched by hundreds of cats. You know.
Really? That's weird.
Thousands of cats.
Why?
I don't know. Might explain the fever I got. But anyway, all right, the next movie we have is The Nun.
I was trying to make a pun.
No,
I can't. I got none.
Wait, what? 2018 film, 24% Rotten Tomato review, 5.3 on IMDb, grossed $366 million.
Again, wrong business model here, too.
366. And this is a spin-off of Conjuring 2, The Nun. So it's like, it's not even a, yeah, anyway.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So, in this film, two nuns are attacked by a demon who is also disguised as a nun. One escapes, the other one hangs herself, and the Vatican sends a priest and a nun to investigate, and hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
While they were shooting a scene in a ancient Romanian fortress, there was a 200-foot long hallway, right?
That's really long.
It is really long.
That's actually spooky.
Yeah, agreed.
Crazy. I believe it.
So the director, he sets it up. He's like, okay, I'm going to duck into the room. I'll say action and we go, right? So ducks into the room. He sees a couple people standing behind the monitors. He's like, okay, no big deal. So he sits down in front of the monitors. Action. They do the film. They do the scene, right?
Okay.
And cut. And he turns around to say, hey, what did you guys think of it? No one was there. The room had one door, and it was right in front of his desk.
Dang.
What is up with that?
So it just didn't happen, but he thought it did? What?
There were ghosts that were standing in the room behind him.
Oh my gosh.
And then vanished.
That's sweet. That's sweet. I believe it. 200-foot hall, yeah, plus haunted, absolutely.
Plus a Romanian fortress.
I think any hall over 100 foot is going to be guaranteed to be haunted.
Yeah, something's up.
Yeah,
something's definitely up. Okay, let's jump to our next one here. Annabelle.
A doll?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah. All right. 2014 film. Gross $257 million. 5.4 IMDb. 28% Rotten Tomatoes. Wow. All right. This is about a husband who decides to get his pregnant wife a doll for their soon-to-be baby. Mm-hmm. A suicide happens in the nursery, and the doll becomes possessed.
Ooh.
And hilarity ensues.
Again.
That's how it works, man. I don't know. Very interesting setup. I will never watch this movie, so that doesn't make any sense to me. We're just going to keep going.
Okay.
Okay. During the filming of this movie, which is based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a scene where a demon is walking, again, down a hallway or whatever. And this is like the first time they're doing the thing, and the actor is dressed as the demon, and go, action. A light falls on the actor's head, just from the scaffolding, just boom.
Huh.
It's like, what is that about? Okay, well, that's weird, whatever. An actress's nose started bleeding on set, and basically uncontrollable, lots of blood everywhere. and no one could stop it. Got the medics involved and everything else. Finally, like, she stepped outside to go probably to a hospital to get this stopped. The moment she steps outside the set, it stops. Just like that.
Possessed.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, yeah, the doll, the haunted doll, the possessed doll. It would move places. Specifically, they mentioned that it moved places a number of times, but the main one these articles I read talked about was every time this actress was supposed to walk past a room, the camera would pan in and see the doll, but like the doll would move. The doll would move like every single time they did a retake. And there's like no one in the room.
Yeah, there's no puppet master.
It doesn't make sense. There was also unexplained power outages on the set and in the cast trailers as well. That was just adding to the heightened emotions, you could say.
I mean, it sounds to me like, there's some paranormal activity related to this, and it's all happening on set. It sounds real.
Kind of.
This is also another genre that we got to cover, like haunted dolls.
Haunted dolls.
Like, so, I know.
I know.
I don't write the book on this stuff.
Don't buy a porcelain doll.
No, they're so creepy.
Okay.
That's the takeaway.
All right. Let's talk about the sequel, Annabelle Comes Home.
That's the name of the sequel?
You bet.
Okay.
2019 film grossed a cool $231 million. 64% Rotten Tomatoes. Now, this is based on a real story. And I got to ask you, have you ever heard of Ed and Lorraine Warren? So
I don't think so.
I'm calling this. I'm going to do something on them. Maybe I'm going to do everything on them from here on out. But these were two people who were self-proclaimed demonologists that studied like over 1,000 demons and hauntings and possessions and wrote about them and stuff. So like the Amityville stuff, the Annabelle stuff, that all comes from their work. And there's a number of other ones that people have probably heard about as well. But anyway, this movie is about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they take the doll from the family, and then the doll escapes. And then hilarity ensues.
I wouldn't try to get that doll back. Like, if it escaped, I would let it go.
It's like, all right.
If you love it, let it go.
Precisely. All right. So the first time that the entire cast and crew were all on set, the lights went out. All the lights went out and everyone starts freaking out. No one can figure out what's going on. Yeah. Finally, someone says, Annabelle, are you there? The lights come back on.
No way.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I believe it.
I also think that could easily be just someone on the crew.
Yeah, a transformer goes out.
Oh, no. Just like the director being like, hey, man, flip the switch. It'll really get us in the mood for the movie. Something. I don't know.
No.
Anyway.
A rogue director.
Right. There was an actress on the film. This is the actress that played Lorraine Warren. She had a cut in the shape of a triangle show up on her forehead right near her hairline. She told the director said, oh, don't worry, that just means you're going to be abducted by aliens. Which freaked her out. So there's a lot to unpack there, but like she doesn't know how the weird cut got there.
Yeah.
She thought it was a haunting thing.
Well, the shape alone is weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so you would say, okay, what's going on here?
You know,
right.
she was apparently okay with like demons and ghosts, not okay with the aliens. But anyway, an actor was wearing a crucifix and it broke and fell to the ground and the cross just basically shattered, which is a weird thing for a crucifix to do, I suppose. A reporter was writing about the film. He showed up on set during filming and his watch went, quote, haywire. No explanation there. Pictures taken on set of Annabelle the doll would turn out black and fuzzy.
That's awesome.
Yep. There was a scene they were doing where they heard 3 knocks, like knock, 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 which is part of the first film. The 3 knocks represents like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and it's I don't know what it all is, but they would do this scene and they would hear the knocking, and then they would cut. They would open the door and the Annabelle doll would be like right behind the door, and they're like, oh, guys, and everyone's like, I didn't really put it there. And then they do another take and they hear 3 more knocks, check again, the doll's gone. It's It's like, what is up with that? And also, maybe I should have led with this. Multiple cast and crew members saw a black shadow figure standing around the set on multiple occasions.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So
Haunted.
there's that.
Yeah, haunted, 100%.
All right, let's go to The Ring 2. Did you ever see The Ring?
I saw The Ring 1.
I saw The Ring 1 as well.
Yeah, I saw The Ring 2.
I saw The Ring 1 too.
I always saw the first installment of The Ring.
Not the Japanese version, right?
Ooh, no, I did not. But I feel like I saw some like scenes from that.
Yeah. It was hot for a minute there. So this is a 2005 film, The Ring 2. Ring 1 scared the bejesus out of me.
It was actually pretty creepy.
It was, and the worst part was I was babysitting my niece at the time and got done watching it. I am not joking you, man. The phone rang literally while the credits were rolling.
That's crazy.
It was too much. Anyway, what can I say about this? Directed by Hideo Nakata. It takes place 6 months after the first Ring movie, which was made in 2002. It's based on Ring, which is a 1998 Japanese film. Basically, if you watch this haunted tape, you end up dead in 7 days.
Yeah.
And then hilarity ensues, I think. Okay. In The Ring 2, water is used in the film to symbolize someone's evil spirit.
Makes sense.
During the filming of this, the production office was flooded for days, and water was like literally coming out of the walls.
Ooh, okay.
So that's weird.
Yeah.
In the movie, a character uses a deer to kill someone. And a deer got onto the Universal set during the filming of this, which makes no sense. And then there was an actress who reported feeling weird vibrations on set. And I don't really know what to make of that, except, who am I to say?
Yeah, not a good feeling for sure.
Not a good feeling. Definitely haunted.
Definitely haunted. I could imagine this one being like pretty haunted because at least the first one anyways was pretty scary.
It really was.
So,
okay, let's jump to one that I think more people have seen. The Poltergeist.
Yeah, there we go.
Or I think Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, there's no the. Sorry. 1982 film, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, the highest rating we have today here.
Okay.
7.3 on IMDb, grossed $132 million, directed by Toby Hooper, written and produced by Mr. Steven Spielberg himself. Mm-hmm. Word is on the set he was actually the director, but, you got Steven Spielberg somewhere behind a camera. I'm sure he's going to be calling shots. Don't blame him for that. But anyway, basically, I've not seen this, but a family in the suburbs, their house becomes haunted by a group of poltergeists. It's the young girl on the TV, and she's like, they're coming. The hilarity ensues. Yeah.
Okay,
right,
gotcha.
Right. Good. Okay, so they believe this all started... I'm laughing saying this. They believe this all started when Steven Spielberg decided to use real human skeletons instead of fake skeletons in a swimming pool.
Okay. Well, that'll do it.
So I don't know the setup to the scene, but there's a scene where a woman falls into a pool and there's a bunch of skeletons. She did not know they were real.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
And the reason he didn't use fake skeletons, Zach, because real ones were cheaper. It's not funny, but it's like, dude, where are you sourcing human bones that it's cheaper than going to Walgreens to get a skeleton?
Yeah, that almost sounds okay. Yeah, how does he even know that?
Okay. Right? Okay. So anyway, probably not a good move, not a good look.
Nope.
So he uses the real skeletons. This woman films this scene, and, afterwards she's like, whoa, that's scary. That's crazy. That's creepy. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. Fast forward a little bit in the movie. So this one, all the hauntings and weirdness, it's not necessarily on the set. It's more like around the set and the people it involves.
I see.
So to start this off, there was an actress in the movie who was tragically strangled to death in her driveway by an ex-boyfriend.
Oof.
Not long after this wrapped up here.
Okay.
There was an actor in the film who died of a post-operative kidney failure. An actor was killed when an ex-convict broke into his house and killed him with an axe. An actor... Okay, this one actually happened on set. Sorry. So there's a part of the movie where a boy is choked by a mechanical clown. Okay?
Okay. I believe it.
Yeah, totally normal stuff. Mm-hmm. Happens every day, right? So he's doing this scene, and they're like, yeah, keep going. This is great. And his face is like turning purple.
Oh, no.
The clown malfunctioned and was literally strangling him. Steven Spielberg like leaps over the camera and like tears this thing off of him. Not good.
No, not good.
Another actor died of stomach cancer.
Oh, my God.
And the little girl who's on the cover of the movie there, and her name was Heather O'Rourke. And this happened after the filming, but 6 years after the first film came out, and 1 year before the release of the third Poltergeist film, Heather O'Rourke died from an intestinal issue after a misdiagnosis, essentially. So young and tragic and very, very sad. But a lot of bad stuff happened, and they all say maybe it's because he used human bones in a swimming pool. I don't know, Zach. What do you think?
Well, I think that those bones probably had, some level of, bad vibes.
Yeah.
Spirits still possessing them, and that was passed on to the actors and actresses and film crew.
I kind of agree.
Yeah. I mean, it actually, this is kind of weird.
Okay. Let's fast forward to 1990 when they filmed the movie Ghost, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Swayze, and who was the other one?
I don't remember anymore.
Oh, I can picture her. Oh, someone's going to yell at me.
Oh, I know.
Look it up while I keep talking.
Yeah.
All right, 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.1% on IMDb, grossed a cool $505 million, the highest grossing film we have on our list today. Get this, directed by Jerry Zucker of Airplane, which
odd.
Makes no sense in my mind. Okay, none of that is anywhere near the point. The point is the movie is about a guy who's mugged. You know what? If you haven't seen Ghost, go out and watch it. I shouldn't have to tell you what this is about. It's a classic.
Demi Moore, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I kept thinking Ashton Kutcher. I'm like, what's going on? All right.
I always think of Courtney Cox when I see Demi Moore.
Oh,
I always get those two confused.
I can see that. Yeah.
Demi Moore is in Friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Guy's mugged. He's killed. He dies. He becomes a ghost. He stays as a ghost. He finds a psychic to help him solve the crime of his murder. Hilarity ensues. It's actually really good. Anyway, okay. The point is, Zach, the set was haunted.
I believe it.
Because Happy Days. With the Fonz.
I was going to say, okay.
Everyone else. No, the connection is Heather O'Rourke, the girl from the Poltergeist who died. She had a reoccurring role on Happy Days.
Oh, she did?
And she hung out on the set of Happy Days, and she was well known to love playing in the rafters and in the catwalk up there with the lights and everything. And throughout the filming of this movie, cast and crew would hear footsteps running back and forth up in the rafters. They would hear a little girl laughing, and no one had any idea where it was coming from.
Dude, I actually believe this. I really do. Wow. I'll never watch Happy Days the same.
Right.
I don't know if I'll ever watch it again anyways, but...
Can something be retroactively haunted?
Probably. Yeah.
Let's look into that.
Okay.
Yeesh. All right. Let's go to a movie I'm pretty sure you haven't seen, The House of the Devil. 2009 film directed by Ty West. It's about a college student who takes a caretaking job at a remote mansion that turns out to be haunted, and then they get drugged and hilarity ensues. But the haunting here was not on the film set itself. The haunting was the director was staying, when he was filming this in Connecticut, he was staying at the Yankee Peddler Inn, which is a very nice place to stay when you're in Torrington, Connecticut.
Sure. I'm sure it is.
But while he was staying there, he saw doors open and close by themselves. TVs turn on and off. And, it's a big deal. It's a small town. A movie comes in. They're doing all this stuff. Locals are like, hey, where are you staying? What are you doing? A big Hollywood guy like yourself is like, oh, I'm staying at the Peddler Inn. They're like, oh, that place is haunted. Be careful.
It sounds like a haunted place, doesn't it? The Yankee Peddler.
Yeah, right. So the other thing about this is the cast and crew all reported having strange, vivid dreams during the filming of this film. Okay, so being an artsy type guy, he's not going to let this keep him down. He's not going to forget about it. He's like, hey, this might make for a pretty darn good movie. A haunted hotel?
Yeah.
This has never been done before. Anyway, so he makes The Innkeepers in 2011. 2 employees of an inn decide to investigate the supposed hauntings of the inn and whatever else happens. But during this movie, cast and crew all have vivid, strange dreams during the entire filming of this. I don't know what that means, but it sounds scary and ominous. And an actress kept continually seeing shadow figures standing above her bed, watching her when she woke up each morning.
Yeah. I guess you could say on the one hand, maybe they're so immersed in the storyline, they're reading the script day in, day out, their imagination runs wild and it kind of carries over into their sleep. You could say that.
I might.
Or you could say it's haunted.
Yeah, I might say that too. I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of believe that it is haunted.
Again, man, I wanted like The Sound of Music is haunted, like The Entertainer.
I know. There you go.
Anyway, but yet we're stuck with the 2012 film The Possession.
Okay, yeah.
Which sounds haunted. 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.9 on IMDb.
Sure.
So this is actually based on an LA Times article from 2004 titled A Jinx in a Box.
What? Is that an SNL sketch?
Joke of the day right there. That was good. That was really good. So the article, I should have really gone back and read this. Sorry. But I believe someone purchased an antique wooden box off of eBay. Turned out it was haunted. It was say it again.
A Dybbuk box.
A Dybbuk box.
They bought one?
Yeah.
Don't buy one.
So in the film, I think it's like someone gets a box at a rummage sale or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Turns out to be haunted. Dybbuk box.
There you go.
So what happens on set? Lights are exploding left and right.
Left and right.
Anytime they're going to be doing like a big important scene that they've been practicing for weeks, just when they're ready to start, a cold draft inexplicably blows through the movie set, whether there are no open windows or doors. Makes no sense. And the props room unexplainably burnt to the ground.
Oh, wow.
During the filming of this, so that's weird.
Yeah, that's not good. That could all be related to that Dybbuk box or whatever.
Right. But it's a movie about a Dybbuk box. It's not like they got a real life Dybbuk box.
Yeah, a real life one.
We're going for authenticity here, folks.
That's true.
We need true method acting.
Well, what do they say? Life often imitates art?
Art often imitates life.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
Finally, Zach. Finally, we've gotten to the one movie you can actually talk about here. That's right. We're talking about the 1973 classic, The Exorcist. Tell me about your experience watching The Exorcist.
Well, it was the show that, why was it on syndication on, USA Network?
Oh, really?
On cable TV in, the 90s. You could, I would be home, I don't know, my parents would be going to the local high school football game, and then I'd be like, I'll stay back and just watch TV. And then, for some reason, it would be on, and I'd be like, I'm not going to watch it. No, I'll watch it. I'd watch it. I've probably seen it 4 or 5 times. And it is just really scary, and something about the tone of that movie kind of bleeds into your life.
It's dark.
It is that darkness kind of envelops you even after you watch it, and it's just not a great feeling. So,
yeah. I've not seen the film. I've read the book, and I will say it is probably the scariest thing I've ever read.
I believe it.
That and The Shining, which was very scary, but it's based on a true story.
Right.
And it was terrifying. And it's a really short read. Like, I highly recommend it if you're looking for something spooky. Film too, I guess. So,
Right.
Anyway, directed by William Friedkin. 8.1 on IMDb, the highest IMDb rating we got here on our list. So that's cool. But it's about a girl who is possessed by a demon. Need I even say more?
No, not really.
All right. Well, this one actually starts back with the author of the book.
Oh.
While he is writing the book.
Dude.
Author William Peter Blatty and his wife saw a hairbrush and a phone on multiple occasions float through the air.
Mm-hmm.
What even is that?
That's poltergeist activity.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
And it's like their house wasn't haunted.
Sure.
He wasn't directly involved with the Exorcist. He's merely just putting words on paper. And it like invited in a poltergeist?
Well, okay, so what was it? Skinwalkers at the Pentagon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
These entities follow you back.
The hitchhikers.
Hitchhiker effect. Exactly right, man. So, I mean, yeah, did he conjure up this demon? Maybe. I mean, he's just telling the story.
I know, man.
Maybe.
I know. Okay. So, before the filming even began, the set for the house burned to the ground.
Ooh.
All except for the girl's room.
No way.
It was completely untouched.
Huh.
And the girl's room, if you're not familiar, is like where 90% of the action takes place, and, you know, levitating off the bed and the head spinning around and green pea soup and all that stuff.
All that weird stuff.
So that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
The actor that played the priest and the actress that played the girl both lost very close family members during the filming of this, which, look, you get a large enough cast and crew, there's bound to be some stuff that happens, but when the nature is so dark and everything else, it really, really affected them. So, okay.
Okay.
So the girl, Regan, is that her name?
I don't remember offhand.
Yeah, Regan and her mother, the actress, of course, both suffered major back injuries while filming this. So the mother, there's a scene where the daughter throws her. Is this
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of tosses her across the room or something like that.
I think throws her basically with her power. Yeah.
Yeah. So while they were filming this, the actress had a harness on, and so she doesn't hurt herself, of course. But the harness broke, like while she's being thrown, and she falls to the floor and lands and breaks her coccyx.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, lifetime of injuries there. They had to reshoot the scene, but the director decided that the scream was so authentic that they kept it in.
Wow.
So there's that.
Okay.
All right. So Regan, the girl, they were filming a scene on the bed where she's possessed and she's supposed to be thrashing around and everything like that. Turns out that she was actually injured and like couldn't stop moving, and like the scream she was making was from literal pain.
Oh my God.
Because her body was contorting in all these crazy directions. The director decided that it was so authentic he would use the footage. So when you see that, she's actually getting hurt. One crew member lost a thumb. Another crew member lost a toe. The cast and crew arrived on set one morning to find everything covered in snow.
That's weird.
Right?
That makes no sense.
They think it might have had to do with the fact that it was a very humid set and they kept the air conditioning running all night.
God. No.
But anyway.
No, that's not it. It's haunted.
Not it. It's haunted. Thank you. But the piece that really might take the cake here isn't necessarily paranormal, but it is creepy AF nonetheless. Zach, did you know that there is an actual, honest-to-goodness serial killer that is in that movie?
No, I didn't.
Acting in that movie.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Paul Bateson was the radiographer who appeared as the radiologic technologist performing a cerebral angiography. I think this is a scene where they poke her artery and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And it's actually, what I read, one of the more disturbing scenes of the movie, even though it's like based on science rather than supernatural.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of violent, kind of gory, but he was an actual doctor. And they were filming this in, I want to say New York, and it takes place in D.C., but the director and the producer and everyone, they had an idea of what they wanted, but they needed to find like how this operation actually worked. So they got permission and went and witnessed this, and this doctor was actually doing this on a person. They're like, hey, he's great. Let's just have him come in and do what he does with the actress.
Yeah.
Turns out Patrick Bateson was arrested for the murder of a film journalist in 1979, Addison Verrill.
Okay.
Just killed this poor person. While he was in prison, he starts bragging and talking to his cellmates about how he was the one who committed the bag murders in Manhattan, which you probably don't know. I didn't know about before this, but in the late 70s, garbage bags full of dismembered men's bodies were found floating down the Hudson River on a semi-regular basis. This was the guy who was doing it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He would go to establishments in the evening and pick up men and take them home and put them in garbage bags.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's disgusting, horrible, scary, and wow.
So there's an actual serial killer in the movie, and it doesn't surprise me because what the F?
Yeah, that movie, like, you hear about this once every while, like, oh, here's all the crazy stuff that happened during The Exorcist. Yeah, really, it all did happen, and it all was tragic and terrible.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
So, in all honesty, in all seriousness, are there any of these that you actually believe?
Exorcist, 100%. Actually, I got to see the list again. I know it's not easy to
go
look
through
at.
it if you want. I don't care.
The Ring, off the top of my head, I would say that one I 1,000% believe.
Probably Ghost too. I mean, how can there not be a ghost walking around Ghost?
What I like about that one is it's like, a different ghost than what's like in the movie. Like it's unrelated. It's
not Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
it's
right.
the girl from Happy Days.
That's actually what makes it even more believable. I would say The Ring, maybe Poltergeist.
Yeah. Or the guy in the Romanian hallway. Like, get out. Are you serious?
Definitely haunted. Guaranteed. So.
All right. Well, tune in next week when we are going to start our own movie club.
Yeah.
We're making movies, guys. On old iPhones.
It's a little too close.
So anyway, hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We have a Patreon. Check it out if you want more content. Where can they find it?
Patreon.com/crackpotpodcast. $3-5-7 a month gets you access to ad-free shows, each and every show. Not to mention, or not to forget here, a bonus show that comes out every Wednesday, sometimes Thursdays. Every week, though, folks. It's called the Wednesday-Thursday Show. Check it out on our Patreon feed.
That's right. And before you do that, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your local
set designer.
Thank you about our podcast. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.